Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Sinusoid.com. This week we're talking about the Slate. Slate is their signature cable, and it is one of the best instrument cables out on the market, plain and simple. Slate,
one of the best!
The Slate features a super low capacitance rating of 25 picofarads per foot. That's super low.
It's pretty dang low. The only way you could get a number lower than that is if you divided it in half and then never bothered to multiply it again.
Yeah.
Back to its original state.
High coverage double spiral shielding for incredible amounts of noise reduction and a durable and tangle resistant thick stranded core. Slate sounds great and will extend clarity, tighten low end, and increase the response to dynamics in playing. The outer jacket is also something special in how durable it is and the way that it slides on the stage. Only what parts of the cable that need to shift while moving, helping prevent things from becoming a tangled mess.
Yeah, I've got
on a stage.
I've got a handful of Slates around here, and they stay put. That's for sure. They have a little bit of like a tackiness to them, like the rubber. And so it's like if you want your cable to not move around while you're on stage, it's the way to go. If you want a cable that's going to slide all over the place and make you feel like you have a snake behind you, then you get TechFlex on it. Mm-hmm. But that Slate cable is really good stuff. I've been really impressed with it. I use it in all my demos. It's kind of like the behind-the-scenes cable for me because I can like shove it up against things or like put it on the floor and I know it's not going to slide around and get caught up on things. It's great. I'm a big fan of the Slate. This episode is also brought to you by Chaseless Audio, makers of the Therme analog delay / pitch shifter. And that thing is bananas. I did a demo of it last week, and I just had a ton of fun with that thing. I actually feel like, and this is, it's weird to compliment and diss at the same time the same company in a sponsorship. But
where are you going with this?
I think I prefer the Therme to the Tonal Recall. Like, I think it's just more my style of delay, even though, like, the modulation section gets way crazier.
I just thought you were going to say it because the delay time is longer on the Therme.
Well, I've got
40 seconds of delay.
I've got the red knob mod on the Tonal Recall.
Does it do 40? Does it do 40 seconds of delay?
The Therme's a full second.
No, it's like a full 40 seconds.
Is it 40 seconds?
I mean, if you do the subdivisions, never mind. It's a joke.
Okay.
Joel did a video on the Chase Bliss Instagram where he played and then like he just went silent for like 40 seconds and then it just goes.
There are things
So technically it delays for 40 seconds,
right.
But like the sound at the end of it is like,
yeah,
you don't really.
There are things you can do to like using the pitch shifter to goose the time that it does.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But its base time is a full second, which is plenty.
Yeah.
Which is plenty. Like the red knob Tonal Recall does that as well. I think it's a full second, or it might be 1200 milliseconds or something like that. But I just like the tonality of it. I like the options. I'm a big fan of step filters, so like the pitchy step filter kind of effect actually really appeals to me. I've been having a great time with the Therme. I honestly think it's going to become a staple of my board just because it lives in that territory that I already use. You want to remind us who also sponsored this episode,
Yeah,
Steve?
Gun Street Pro audio wiring.
You said that like you just read it for the first time.
I know. What do they call it? Gun Street Wiring Shop.
Yeah, how about a professional sponsorship,
I was trying to remember
Steve?
because they have a couple different websites. One of them, I believe, is gunstreetwiringshop.com. Go check them out. Ryan got their kit in his SG. Did you get the kit for your Telecaster yet?
No, but I'm about to order it.
Yeah, I need to order a kit for my Telecaster.
Get those Telecaster kits.
One of the guys in our group just got the Telecaster kit, and it sounds like he for a 5-way switching option for Telecaster.
I thought you said 4-way.
I thought it was 5.
We'll cut the difference. It's 4.5.
All right. Anyway, if you have some dreams that you want to do, or maybe you just want to order one of their off-the-shelf kits, hit up Gun Street.
Now that I've done it with the SG and I've ordered a kit and installed it, I never want to wire a guitar ever again.
Right.
Like, totally honestly, the time saving was really like is the thing. It's great that everything is soldered correctly and doesn't have my big messy cold solders everywhere. And it's great that I don't have to like go back and fix everything after I did it all wrong.
Right.
But the reality is that like I installed an SG's wiring kit on my lunch break versus an entire Saturday gone to rewiring an SG. and like having to track down all the parts and stuff and like get them all together. Like
If you're
the time savings is like totally the thing for me.
if you're
now.
self-employed, what's the difference between your normal lunch break and an entire Saturday?
Oh, shut up. It was actually a long lunch break because when you're self-employed, you don't actually take lunch breaks. You eat while you work.
That's true. That's true.
And you're scared the whole time.
No, but I mean, when you order these wiring kits, a lot of the intricate details are done. All you have to do is connect your pickups.
Yeah.
And
your ground and your output.
ground.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much done.
It's soldering 6 things instead of soldering like
20.
35 things
Maybe
and
not
then
35.
screwing it all
Let's
up.
not be dramatic here.
With an SG, man, I mean,
that's true.
Couple
That's true.
connections across 4 pots, like you get into the teens really quick just on the pots, and then you have to figure out the switch and the output jacks and everything like that, and all that fancy stuff. It adds up real quick, especially attaching.
Actually, it's probably like, depending on how you're wiring, it's probably like on the tone pots, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solder points per tone pot.
That's 20 right there.
So
that doesn't even include
10 on those two plus the volume.
Doesn't even include the
plus the switch and the output. Yeah, you're actually
the push
pretty close.
pull out of phase thing that I have on my
that's
SG.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. You got that push pull.
So what are you going to do for your Telecaster? This is a long
I don't
sponsorship.
know. I need to email them and see what kind of option they have, because I have a humbucker. I have an unconventional Telecaster, so I don't really know what I want to do.
Well, I have 2 humbuckers, so I'm definitely going to do a coil split for each humbucker, but I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to put a 3rd humbucker in the middle position or I want to put a Telecaster neck single in the middle position.
See, I'm thinking 4-way humbucker alone. Mm-hmm. Split humbucker. No, humbucker alone, humbucker neck, split humbucker neck, and neck.
Wow.
But I don't know. I got to email them and see
What they
if
can
that's
do.
a thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't.
They'll tell you.
Maybe it does. Who knows?
I mean, them talking you through what you can and can't do is part of the service too.
Yeah.
Like, you know me, I have all sorts of crazy ideas all the time. So just being able to, hey, would this work? Is fantastic.
I feel like spending 8 minutes on sponsors is bad podcasting.
It probably is. This is our Mark Maron Open. He does like 15, 20 minutes sponsorship opens.
No, he just rambles and then he sponsors off and on.
Hey, let me tell you about my cat. The cat's back. Cat was gone. Now it's back. Cool story, right? Here's another sponsorship. You guys like mattresses? I sleep on a mattress every night. How do you send your mail? Use stamps.com. You should consider it.
How do you send your cat in the mail?
Yeah, how to send your cat in the mail? Your cat's gone. You need to get your cat back. Someone can mail it to you. Stamps.com. Put your cat on a Casper mattress. All right. Hey, this is Ryan. Are you there?
Was that enough of a gap for you?
Yeah, I just need a little...
All right, well, I guess this is Steve, and you're listening to Sneaky Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
Oh, a podcast, you say?
Yes.
I need to get this magnet out of my hand. I'm fiddling with it. It's going to make
The moon
noises.
is a magnet.
The moon is a magnet?
I don't know. That's a Switchfoot song.
Oh,
It's not a Switchfoot song. It's a John Foreman song.
I don't know that song. What's new, Steve?
I guess I'm going first on this.
Yeah, tell me what you did.
I went to a Hanson show last night. I posted a video on the 60 Cycle Hum Instagram page. I don't think it got very many likes.
Is Hanson a gear-centric band? Like, do people
You know what?
talk about their gear?
I don't think that they are, but I will say that. So this is the second time I've seen Hanson. I saw him like 2 months ago. And I will say, like, in the middle of it, I was really thinking, like, man, like, those guitar tones are pretty sick.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, I don't know what they're using. I don't know what their, what's his, Isaac Hanson. I don't know what he's using, but
You
like,
know his name. That's cute, Steve.
there's only 3 of them, man.
I know all sorts of people that are. There's only 3 of them, and I don't know their name.
What's the name of the lead singer of the Aquabats, Ryan?
His real name?
His name is Bat Commander.
Well, yeah, his name is Bat Commander, but I don't.
What's
I
the
think
name of the guitar player from the Aquabats? Ryan? His name is Eagle Bones Falcon.
Is it all going to be from the Aquabats?
That's the only band that I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you listen to.
Well, you got me there. That's for sure. So yeah, how was it? Did you enjoy the fair, Steve?
I'm not a big fan of the fair, and I think it's because I'm not a big fan of taking my kids to the fair.
Ssk because you don't want to see them be happy and have joy and enjoy themselves. I just don't want
to hang out in Kittyland for 5 hours. So I went just with my wife because
my wife,
my older daughter. So originally I was going to stay home and watch Claire, my younger daughter, and Melissa was going to take my older daughter. But upon learning that, like, oh yeah, we're going to go to the fair and you're going to get to do all the normal fair stuff, but then we're going to take a break for like an hour and a half to watch this band. Penelope was like, I don't want to do that. I
no way, Dad.
Don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. So I was like, all right, well, we're just going to send you to Grandma and Grandpa's, and me and your mom are going to go. So we went, and I drank a couple of beers, and I broke my personal beer ethic, and I bought Ballast Point beer because that's all there was. And
why don't you like them again?
Because they're not craft beer, and I only drink craft beer, right?
Steve only drinks craft beer.
I only buy craft beer.
Who owns them now?
Constellation brands.
And what are they? Who else do they own?
They own Corona.
Oh, okay, so you were drinking Corona last night.
I was basically drinking the best Corona product on the market. This is the same reason I make fun of Lagunitas, because they're owned by Heineken.
Right.
So every time people are like, "Oh man, I love this whatever from Lagunitas," I'm like, "Yeah, that's like my favorite Heineken product." But anyway, focusing back on the band, no, it was cool. It was interesting because like. When I went with my wife before, we saw them at the House of Blues, which is like a 1,000-person venue or whatever. And so it's very small and it's enclosed and like it's loud and like it's just very different. It was still fun. It was like much more of like a party atmosphere, I guess, at the fair.
Interesting.
Whereas the House of Blues show kind of felt like it was for like hardcore fans only.
Yeah,
where
they're checking your club card at the door.
And there were parts there were songs where at the House of Blues where you couldn't hear the band because there were so many people singing along.
Oh my gosh.
And that is not a problem at an outdoor venue. The one thing I will say with the outdoor venues, there are a lot of like old dudes, like 50s, early 60s dudes.
You think they were just like at the fair and they're just like, I'm going to go check out whoever's playing?
Yeah, I don't know. They seemed pretty into it. There was a guy taking a bunch of pictures. I watched the security guard sing along. That was funny.
Interesting.
There was a guy there that looked like Adam's dad, but like, okay, you've seen the pictures of Adam's dad from like the early 80s,
yeah,
late 70s,
yeah,
where he was a long hair.
Yeah.
That's who I saw at the fair.
Interesting.
Was long hair David, not current David.
I'll have to show you the picture later. I saw a guy who looked the way Adam should look if he had stayed on the path he was on when I met him, as far as like hairstyle
and
like
being fat,
mutton chops,
and being
like
fat,
fashion sense,
being fat,
and being fat. Steve, yes, and
is that
being
mean?
Fat. It's not mean. It's realistic.
Okay.
I was at the fair the night before. I was there to spend time with my family
and watch the Village People
and enjoy having fun. I ended up watching the Village People.
Were they even? They weren't even freaking grandstand, were they?
No, they were that other stage. Kansas was playing the grandstand.
Oh, okay. And you watched the Village People over Kansas?
Yeah, totally.
I only know one Kansas song.
we actually got to hear.
No, I know two Kansas songs.
We got to hear Kansas playing as we were walking around.
I
was like, this is good enough for me.
I think I know the same number of Kansas songs as I know Village People songs.
Village People is like campy enough that we could sit there and enjoy it with a toddler,
right? And
know that we could walk away. We're like, you have to kind of commit to go to the grandstand.
Yeah, kind of.
But I was also a little bit bummed because we were looking at everyone on stage for the Village People. I was like, the guy singing is original. The rest of these dudes, I'm not so sure.
So you're saying
they look way too buff and way too young.
You're saying the other four dudes in the Village People did not come original.
So anyways, I looked up the information on it, and apparently the dude who was singing quit the band like 1980 or something like that. And the other members kept touring as a Village People and
Until
just
they
replaced
died.
them. And then this guy showed up a couple of years ago. And he's like, I don't want to be retired anymore. I'm going to go to court. I'm going to do a trial. I'm going to claim ownership to the name The Village People.
Wow.
You guys can't use it anymore. I'm not going to hire you back. This is my band. I'm hiring all new people. So it's just one dude who did like a shakedown and like is touring as The Village People now. And the other dudes who were The Village People like all these decades are just screwed.
Now
I feel bad that I watched.
Now they're like the Village Men. They have to change their name.
I think the article I read said that they're trying to call themselves the original Kings of Disco or something like that, which is like, you got to hint at it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like call yourselves
the Young Men.
Call yourselves the Disco Workmen or something like that.
Call yourselves the Chief, the Sailor, the Construction Worker, and the Cowboy.
Yeah. Or like call yourself those disco guys. Or call yourself the Macho Men. Like
Macho Men.
Reference a song.
No, Ryan. I just realized I know more Village People songs than Kansas songs. I forgot about Macho Man.
Macho Man, YMCA, obviously.
Yeah.
You probably know In the Navy.
In the Navy.
That's 3. I don't know. I can't
That's
think of
it.
another
That's
one.
it. But the only Kansas songs I know are Dust in the Wind and Carry On My Wayward Son.
I think the Village People have a song about fire that I know. Like something about burning. I don't remember. But I'm sure they have more songs that I know.
I'm sure they have.
We really only watched like 2 songs, and like we got a toddler. We got to go ride ride the roller coaster one more time.
We got to go ride the Crazy Mouse.
Exactly. So this is the part of the episode where you ask me what's new.
Wait, I thought that was what was new with you.
Well, I was just bouncing off of what was new with you.
What's new with you, Ryan?
I'm back in the flip game, Steve.
Flip City.
I thought I was out, but they brought me back in. Flipping again. There was an ad on local Craigslist last week, I want to say. And it was for the Earthquaker Devices pitch bay.
Yeah.
For $50.
Dang.
And I was like, I have to get on this right now or I'm not going to get it because this guy's probably getting slammed with phone calls. And it was one of these ads where it was like phone number only. And the guy's like, call me. Like, not even text. The dude's like, call me. So I call him. He doesn't answer. I figure it's gone. There's no way. 10 minutes later, he calls me back. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm on my way over there right now. He had all his stuff in his studio. Apparently, this guy owns like a practice studio sort of thing or whatever nearby. I don't want to give up too much information on him because he said he didn't want people to know who he was because of his prices. But anyways, have a long conversation with this dude. I ended up meeting up with him at the Starbucks near his studio and just talking for a long time about bands he was in, like his thoughts on effects pedals, his thoughts on the music industry. He's like this old timer type dude. And then he started going into thoughts into like how he thinks what I do is worthless as far as doing like demo videos and stuff like that. Because I told him like, yeah, I'm a sure thing. I'm going to show up and buy the pedal because I want to do videos with it for my channel. He's like, there's thousands of you guys doing this. This pedal's been covered so many ways. Who even cares anymore? Like
that's when you
doesn't
say
matter.
That's when you say you're right. But how many of them are actually getting paid for it?
That's what I was trying to tell him. I was like, dude, I'm making money doing this. That's why I'm doing it. I was like, I even got cocky and I told him about Germany. I was like, they flew me out to Germany because what I'm doing
He's like,
is
those Germans. Why don't you work some American brands, Ryan? Important.
And then he tried to tell me that about how Music Mesa. Music
Mesa.
He's like, that's the biggest in the world. There's no bigger than that.
Was?
But I was like, I kept telling him like I heard that this year it wasn't very good and people are complaining and saying it's not as big as like NAMM this past year. And he's like, no, it's the biggest in the world. It's the oldest. It's the oldest is what he kept saying. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you. I wasn't there. But anyways, this dude had other Earthquaker Devices pedals also for sale that I didn't know about. So I jumped onto Craigslist while I was sitting there talking to him to look at all his other ads. And I was like, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
And you just had him with them at this Starbucks?
No, I had to go back to his studio that was like 5 minutes away from Starbucks. So I bought the pitch bay, a speaker cranker, which isn't a huge deal for a speaker cranker, but I've always wanted to have one. I still haven't plugged it in.
I want to crank that speaker.
What was the other ones that I got? Oh, the Arachnoid. I'm really excited about the Arachnoid.
I believe it's Arpanoid.
The Arpanoid, whatever. The ARP. I got the ARP. And there was another one. I got the Dream Reaper.
Dream Reaper.
Yeah,
right.
I still haven't plugged that one either.
Have you actually plugged in any of them?
I plugged in the pitch bay and I plugged in the ARP.
Okay.
The Arpanoid. Now I'm going to say it correct for the rest of my life. I promise.
Good.
So I am definitely.
What do you call that? What do you call that effect that that modulates the volume up and down, Ryan?
Oh, vibrato. If you're going to go wrong, go all the way wrong.
What do you call that thing that goes wow, wow, wow,
a wah.
wow?
That's a wah pedal, Steve.
All right.
Okay. So anyways, I'm definitely going to do some videos of them. I'll do my pedal boarding videos with them, and then I'm definitely going to flip some of them. But I think I'm keeping the
Arpanoid?
The Arpanoid for sure. And the pitch bay is a bunch of fun. So maybe I'll end up keeping them all. Who knows? But I got 4 Earthquaker Devices pedals for $200,
yeah,
dude.
That's crazy.
And it was money that I had in my pocket because I had just sold the Vox finally.
The AC-15?
Yeah, the AC-15.
Oh, wow.
After months and months of trying to sell that thing, I finally sold it. I guess that could be another what's new with me, but whatever.
Yeah.
I
thought you sold that a long time ago.
A dude drove for a full hour to come get it.
Well,
he drove all the way down from Long Beach.
Sounds like his problem.
I know, right? He was stoked. I gave him a good deal. He was stoked on it. I definitely lost money on this whole AC-15 situation.
Well, you better flip all those EQDs then.
I know, right? Well, I got the money back if you consider the slight amount of money I made over a long period of time from the videos I did
with the AC-15.
With the AC-15, but then you don't factor in the time that I spent working on those videos. So whatever. Should we get to the show?
Your labor is worthless.
We didn't go over housekeeping. Do we have housekeeping?
I thought we'd do housekeeping later, but let's do it right now.
Sure.
The only housekeeping I've got is we got a donation to the Patreon, a pledge from Aaron Griffith. Is at the $1 level, our favorite level.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, the only levels we like more than the $1 level are the $5 level and the $10 level and the $25 level.
Have we sold a $25 level?
We haven't.
This is what I'm going to say, guys. Figure out when Steve's birthday is. Someone get him that $25 level.
What's funny is we actually have a couple people who are already at the $20 level, and so I actually just figured one of those guys would.
You were trying to get another $5 out of them?
But no, I want someone original. I will say a couple different things is I'm no longer shipping patches with new Inner Circle members.
Are we out?
We're almost out.
Okay.
And so the last time we got a block of them, I was like, there's not enough to ship these out.
I should just order some more. I will be
Inner Circle. So at this point,
Inner Circle, tell us if you want more patches. They look great on hats.
They do. Oh, I meant to bring my hat over.
Yeah.
I haven't worn it yet because I'm kind of like I want to save it mostly for promotional and like YouTube videos and stuff.
Okay.
Once we get to recording this, I'll probably break it out more. But because my creation hat is starting to look like I work in it because I kind of do. With that white front, it's getting real dingy real fast.
I believe it.
But I have I think there's a second 60 cycle hum hat out there. Somebody after I did mine, did
someone else has one too. I think that's the way to go. Find a hat that you think fits you and looks good. And just put the patch on there, guys.
But recognize that mine was number one, and that gray front with black everything else is the ideal color scheme.
Yeah. It looks great. Do we have anything else for housekeeping?
Yeah, you're giving me a bunch of stupid pedals to ship.
Oh yeah, all the contest
you
pedals.
Rat bastard!
For when we hit 20,000 subs, I did the contest for all these pedals, and a bunch of people won. Aaron Abuba won. How do you pronounce it? The Gauss Tape Echo? Gauss Tape Echo. And he's going to do a trade with whoever won the Crescendo.
Okay.
Because I know that Aaron wanted the Crescendo. And then there's the Honey Pot and the Fluorescence.
It's the Honey Poot.
the Rainier Fuzz, the Slow Hound by Fox Pedal, and the Orthrust by Cusack.
What is Slow Hound? What is it? What is that supposed to mean?
I don't think it's a reference to anything.
She wants a mound with a slow hound.
What?
Slow hound? No. Okay.
I don't know, man.
Slow hound.
All right, should we do an ad?
Probably.
We're almost half an hour into this.
We haven't done anything
haven't
yet.
done a damn thing yet. This first one was sent to us by Donovan Ford. It is a Matchless.
Yeah, I guess I'm reading this.
Oh, Matchless Independence? Oh, he's looking to... Okay, I see where I made the mistake. He's looking to trade for a Matchless Cobra or a Chieftain.
Yeah, it's a Matchless Independence 35 head for trade. It's in Denton, Texas. Looking to trade for Car Rambler, Matchless Cobra, or Chieftain header combo. Not interested in cash. What?
Yeah, he doesn't want that money. He wants another amp.
All right. I'm the original and only owner. Bought brand new from Jimmy Davis at Atlanta Discount Music in 2015. Mint! No scratches, gouges,
it looks black
stains,
to me. It doesn't look mint to me.
Check out the pictures carefully. Has mostly lived in my closet with Tukey covering it. Used it twice on a couple of sessions and one gig in all the time I've owned it. Why did you even buy this?
I know,
it sounds
right?
like what?
Who buys a Matchless on a whim and just like has it around?
Oh yeah, I've had this for 3 years and I played 2 sessions and a gig. Come on.
It must be so good.
Not going to go into a long, bloviating, dogmatic bullshit pontification about how great this amp is. All its features.
Those are some good Scrabble words right there.
Yeah. Bloviating. That's 3 points for B, 2 points for L, 1 point for O.
Isn't it 4 for V?
Is it 4? I get the Scrabble points and the Words with Friends points.
Yeah, Words with Friends ruined everything.
All its features and why you need it and should have it. That said, I'm only dealing with those familiar with at least Matchless product lineup. How do you prove that?
Yeah, exactly. How do you?
If you want this amp, like you just, well, I guess he's not taking cash, so at least theoretically, if you want this amp, you're trading like another high-end amp for it. So you got to know. I don't know. Dumb. Hopefully, a fellow Matchless owner and better yet, someone who's actually used this model on gigs in the studio more than once, which would be almost as many times as you've used it.
He's used it more than once, Steve. He's used it 2.5 times.
Yeah. No, he's used it 3 times. So more than once is at least 2/3 as many times as he's used it. If you haven't a clue about Matchless, don't bother inquiring. May also consider other trades for high-end gear, including hand-wired vintage, but no bargain basement sundry junk. And no Dr. Z of any ilk.
Oh my goodness.
Please do your research on what the current market is bearing for this amp and the ones I'm seeking trade for. No haggling, bartering, or dickering. No exceptions, and none replied to. That is all. Thank you.
This guy has a vocabulary. Dickering?
I don't know what that word means.
I like it. I want dickering to be a word that we use all the time. That's fantastic. What do you think about this guy's stance on being like a Matchless elitist who only wants to sell to other elitists?
Yeah, I can't process that. Apparently
I mean, I know if I ever sell my PV Classic, if I ever sell my PV Classic 50, it's definitely going to be to someone who understands and is a big fan of Classic 50s.
MSRP on the Matchless Independence is $3,322. So I mean, I guess it's expensive, but like, what if I had a Benson that I want to trade for?
That was who was in my head.
Is that on the table? I don't know. Like, there's so much about this, like, oh, like you can only use this, and also like if you bought a Matchless and you've only used it like one time, but it was in your bedroom, don't bother.
Yeah, don't even bother if you haven't used it more than once. You definitely got to have like some miles on you.
There's a couple Matchless Independence 35s on Reverb, and one is going for 32, and the other one is going for 36.
I mean, those are high prices for us, but it's not like these are like Dumbles or anything like that.
Right.
It's not out of the ordinary for.
I just don't get, like, if you want
like
these,
a high-end amp.
If you want these things, like, why not just sell this?
Get the money and then buy them.
And exactly. And for some reason in my head, like a Car Rambler actually isn't an expensive amp. Like the Car Rambler 1x12 starts at $1,700. The 2x12 is 3,000.
He'd probably want cash involved
Yeah.
or something.
So a lot of them on Craigslist are sitting down around the 1x12s are sitting down around the 2K mark.
Right.
So
is there anything that you could think of that you could sell where you would be like, I'm not going to sell this unless I know the person buying it like understands it and is on the level, you know?
No.
You can't think of anything? Come on, Steve. Like, what if you had like a cool baseball bat?
I can't think of anything that. Well, okay, so yeah, once you get into like things that are actually what I would consider collectible, like that's a different thing. Like, oh yeah, I got this, Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. But like, I can't again, if you're gonna shell out the money or something for something that niche, like if you're gonna shell out money for a Matchless, it's because like you already know what it is.
Yeah, you're not doing it on a whim.
And I get his whole thing, like, oh yeah, I only want to trade if you've owned one of these other things, or like if you can trade for it. But at the same time, it's kind of like anyone who's gonna drop like 25, 3K on an amp, like they're not just like, oh yeah, I just got this cash laying around. I'm like, whatever. Like,
yeah, that was interesting. I don't know anything about it. I'm just gonna buy it.
I got this Fender Frontman 25. It's dope, I guess, but like I've really wanted a Matchless. Like no one's gonna do that. So what is your fear?
Yeah,
and even if you like if I was rich, like
here we go,
like filthy rich.
Here we go,
like ridiculously.
He's gearing
rich.
up.
I would just.
If he was a rich man,
I would offer this guy $4,000.
Whoa.
Like, which I feel like would be in the offer you can't refuse range. Mm-hmm. Like $1,000 more than it's worth. I would come over, I would buy it, I'd pull a gallon of gasoline out of the back of my car.
And burn it in front of his house.
Douse it and light it on fire and just leave with it on fire. All he's got is my phone number. What's he going to do?
Sit in your car and touch yourself because that's the only thing that makes you feel anything anymore.
That's gross. That part is not accurate at all. That part is not accurate at all. I'm married, sir.
I'm just coming up with a hypothetical for super rich Steve.
I mean, maybe if I was super rich.
You've done everything, Steve. You crash sailboats just for fun. Like
I made Hugh Hefner my bitch.
Did you? Is that what's on your list of what Super Rich Steve is going to do?
I have no idea. Super Rich Steve would be a train wreck.
Super Rich Steve is the title of this episode.
The rest of these ads, the rest of this episode, I'm just going to have to pretend I'm super rich. As I drink this Coors Banquet, the beer of choice for...
Banquets.
For Johnny. Johnny, what the hell? For Cobra Kai Dojo.
I haven't watched that yet.
What?
I know. I downloaded it to watch it on the airplane.
Okay, dude. Okay, for real though.
I know. I don't. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it, Steve. Don't worry.
Do you have YouTube Red?
I don't. I stole it.
So I have it right now, and I tried to add our YouTube account to my Google family, and apparently our Gmail account is already like part of your family, so I couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
But I was going to give you like a little...
It's all linked up to all my AdWords and AdSense stuff.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And also it doesn't matter because like I don't know when my YouTube Red is going to run out. It's going to run out soon because apparently my credit card info on my iTunes account is wrong.
Oops.
So it's going to bounce soon.
But don't worry, I'm going to watch that show. Don't worry.
Dude, you have to.
I'm going to.
But what's that kid's name?
I don't know.
His name was...
Ralph Macchio?
No, the other guy.
I don't know his name.
I mean, his name is William... William something. Oh, man. I just looked up Johnny Karate. And
I'm not even like a big Karate Kid fan, but I know I'm going to enjoy it.
It's solid.
I just know I'm going to enjoy it.
It's pretty solid. But when you look up Johnny Karate Kid, it gives you a bunch of meme results. Johnny Lawrence, that was his name.
Right.
Johnny Lawrence. William. I'm just making sounds now.
Who cares? Let's keep talking about the ad or the next topic or whatever. Let's move on.
Zabka. I think his last name was Zabka.
All right, tell me more.
William Zabka.
Now I'm back on board.
Dude, you got to watch it. You're going to love it.
I'm going to watch it. Don't worry.
I can't believe you haven't seen it.
Have you watched Jean-Claude Van Johnson?
No.
Dude. Oh, dude, you got to watch it. It's so good.
I also haven't seen JCVD, which I also heard was really good.
I would watch Jean-Claude Van Johnson over JCVD.
What's that on? What platform is that on?
I don't remember.
I got to download that?
I don't remember.
I have to download.
I don't think I downloaded it. I think it was on Netflix or something.
What's the app I got to get?
I know, right? You got
Pirate Bay on iTunes. Search for Pirate Bay on iTunes. I don't know how any of that stuff works.
I didn't steal it, Steve. I'm saying it was on something. It might be on Amazon Prime.
Ooh, I got that.
Yeah. So we do next topic, or do you want to ask me if there's anything that I would not sell to?
Is there any
someone unworthy?
This episode's awful.
Yeah, who cares?
Where's Matt? We need Matt.
I know, Matt, come back and save us.
Is there anything you would not sell unless it was someone who was an enthusiast, who had played one at least one time in a session or gig?
I mentioned to you this in the pre-ep, but it's like it's the only thing that's popping in my head. Like, I wouldn't sell like a piece of vintage like surf rock gear.
You don't own a piece of vintage surf rock gear.
So someone who couldn't who wasn't giving me like clues in the email that they knew what was going on. Like, if I had like a vintage Mosrite, like a Ventures Mosrite, and the person wasn't dropping clues as to like being into that sort of thing, I'd be iffy about it. I'd want to make sure it wouldn't be like so like repugnant as this guy was in his ad, but it would be to make sure that this person understands like what it is and isn't just buying the guitar that they think they saw Kurt Cobain playing. You know?
But at the same time, like a vintage Mosrite is like what, like 15, 2K, something like that. Like, it's going to be fairly expensive.
I think they're in the mid twos now.
Yeah. So like, even if somebody's just buying it because it's the guitar they saw Kurt Cobain playing, like, I feel like I understand what you're saying. Like, you want someone who's going to like use it to play Ventures covers,
or at least the Ramones. Like, if someone came to me like, I'm just a huge Ramones fan, I got to have a Mosrite,
I feel like if someone said they were a huge Ramones fan, that's similarly as valid as somebody who's saying that they're a huge Nirvana fan.
I mean, like
unless you're going to say like, because Kurt used a Univox.
He used the Univox for the most part. I wouldn't be surprised if he did use a Mosrite from time to time. But it's like the way Kurt used guitars was different than how the Ramones used Mosrites or how the Ventures used Mosrites.
All I'm saying is, like, I feel like the price point is prohibitive for some. You know, you're not going to be selling it to some like 16-year-old kid who's going to use it to play Taylor Swift covers.
Sure.
And that's not intended to be.
Well, here's like a scenario.
That should have been my what's new. That's my what's new for next episode.
Taylor Swift covers.
Yep.
Here's a scenario. Like, some new player, like some new pop player, uses a Mosrite Ventures model in a music video.
Yep.
Say it's like a Taylor Swift.
Shawn Mendes.
Say it's like a Justin Bieber. Like, it's just there as a prop, and now someone.
All those people are adults now.
Now everyone wants to buy that model guitar.
Say it's
like, do you become protective?
Say it's a David Cassidy. Say it's a what was that guy? The orange haired guy. What was the guy who was like
Carrot Head?
Who was the guy who was like David Cassidy's competition?
Oh, I don't remember, dude. But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, if all of a sudden like this becomes like people are buying it for the wrong reasons, do you become protective of something? And this is way off of.
I mean, I don't know, man. If Sweetwater knew you were buying an Epiphone SL2 because you're going to throw it off a bridge, do you think they should have not sold it to you?
But that's a $99 guitar, Steve, with no history to it.
Yeah, right now. How much is that guitar worth in 50 years?
$75. Or half liter of Go Juice when we're all living in the post-apocalyptic desert world.
How many bottles of Brondo is it going to take? How many bottles of Brondo do I need to trade for an electric guitar?
How many high-end dildos and butt plugs equals one Epiphone SL?
Did we actually do that ad? Because I said we didn't.
We just glazed over it last episode.
I crossed everything out because I couldn't remember.
Oh my God, it was bad last week.
All right. Topic that we've been begged to do. Begged.
Who asked us to do it?
Offered sexual favors.
What?
Nightmare rigs.
Who suggested this topic?
Let's not talk about that because the fact that I just said it was sexual favorite, I sexualized it, made it terrible.
Now you're a bad person?
I regret it. And
remember how I regretted things last episode? Now it's your turn.
This is what happens when I become super rich.
Super rich Steve is a super asshole. All right, so nightmare rigs, Steve.
Yeah. I will say,
what is your nightmare rig?
Zachary Ryan Saucier suggested it, and then Emily Harris got mad about it because she suggested it first.
Who suggested dream rigs?
I don't know.
This is a two-parter. This is a
Don't
two-parter.
spoil it for
Well, people can figure it out. They already read the episode description. They know what's about to happen.
All right.
They probably already looked at all the ads too.
Emily Harris
probably stopped listening
on my thread.
already.
Emily Harris said terrible YouTube comments about ice cream, and then she posted a picture of herself eating ice cream.
All right, so Steve, what's your nightmare rig? And how do we define a nightmare rig? Is in my head? My initial thought is this is a scenario you show up to a gig and it's all backline. The guitar's backline, pedals are backline, amp is backline, and you're just like, oh God, how am I going to work with this?
I think normally when you show up to a backline, you at least bring your guitar with you, but say everything
This is a hypothetical,
100%.
Steve. Hypothetical.
Man.
And this is like a rig that you can't, you know that you're going to have trouble operating it, and it's just going to be a pain in the butt the whole time.
BC Rich.
Which model?
Warlock.
A Warlock. Floyd Rose or Hardtail?
Floyd Rose.
Oh, okay.
That thing's going out of tune because I don't know how to tune it.
It'll probably stay in tune the whole time. You'll be surprised.
To Evertune?
No, Floyd Rose to stay in tune. That's how they work, dude.
Backline PVXXL.
You're going metal.
No, Crate GFX.
Oh man,
Crate GFX.
old school.
Is
that going to be powerful enough?
One of the
enough
combos.
to
One of
be
like the GFX like
the bigger boys.
2x12 combo.
Yeah, with like the built-in chorus or whatever.
Yeah, I say that, but I've used one of those amps live.
Yeah, isn't there the husk of one sitting over there?
There is. And I guess can I at least bring my own pedals?
Nope.
Metal Zone.
This
really like anything.
You just went full like beginner metal cliche.
I know. So the thing is that anything that is like I don't really know how to use high gain pedals very well. Fuzzes are a little different, but like anything that's higher gain than like a Rat, I struggle with because the way that I play tends to lend itself to like lower gain music.
Yeah.
Even like high powered, and I say this owning two guitars that I think are a little bit of exceptions to the high gain humbucker rule, because I have a guitar with a Seymour Duncan JB and another one with a custom, which are both higher powered humbuckers, higher output. But I tend to struggle with like high output humbuckers. I think that get like too muddy. So like the Gibson ceramic stuff, like the 496 500 pairing, I always struggled with those because they were just like too like in your face, I guess, and they tend to get a little muddy in my experience. Actually, all of the 4 and 500 series.
Why are we talking about pickups again?
Because we're talking about just random guitars.
Okay.
So like, and also cheap humbuckers, I don't do well with. Basically, I don't know. Just give me a Telecaster.
I mean, you are super rich, Steve.
I am super rich. Just give me a Telecaster or a Strat or a Les Paul Supreme.
Are you talking about your dream rig now?
I don't know.
That's
know
the
what's
next
happening.
topic, dude.
The Crate GFX 212 I've used live, but I'm just like picturing something that's like not the, even if you dial it in, it's still not great.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know. Like Nightmare Rig is such a hard thing to think about because I'm not even in a band.
I mean, it's more about like, what would you show up and just be like, I can't work with this. I can't do anything with it, you know, like, or like this is going to be problematic.
Honestly,
for me.
like the nightmare for me would be probably like a Diesel or like a Mesa triple rack because I would, or like a Kemper. Because I would show up and be like, what am I? There's so many knobs.
Yeah, yeah.
What am I supposed to do with, like, I've tried to use Mesa amps in store and just kind of gotten like a little bit of option paralysis. Like, because I'm just like, I don't there's 3 channels. At least in those cases, like the channels are all independent, but I'm like, I have to dial in 3 channels now.
Yeah.
It took me 3 hours to dial in 1 channel. Mesa.
I think that's really where my nightmare rig would live, is like showing up and having the things that are available be so complicated that I can't just jump into it.
Yeah.
Like if there's an amp that has just a million knobs like that, like some sort of, even if it was like an Angle or something like that, or what was that other brand that would have all the different knobs on it? I forget the name of them already. But
I don't know. Diesel always comes to mind for me.
it wasn't like a
Or
metal
like
amp.
Angle.
But there was like a more affordable version of an amp that had like, it'd have all these different like flavors of amps with all these different knobs. Shoot, it's bugging me that I can't remember it now. But yeah, something
I have
like
no idea what you're
something
talking
like
about.
that, where like I can't dial it in. Like at Gearhead University, they had the studio rooms with a
Right.
back line of amps, but they were all dialed in to be like a range of like mid crunch to like metal amps.
Yeah.
And there was no like clean Fender option in the room. And that was a bit aggravating to me because I wanted to show off the clean sounds of various guitars and stuff like that. Like that was a bit bothersome to me. And
Even
when-
like the Fender Twin was dialed in for metal.
yeah, they didn't have anything Fender style. They had like this Hughes and Kettner. They had an Orange amps. They had Rev amps. They're all great amps.
Right. Using Kettner is another one that like kind of, I guess like their Tube Meister stuff is a little
Yeah.
easier, but like they're more like high end stuff. I just look at them like,
But it was like a thing like,
what?
I'm sure I could have dialed a good clean sound in from a few of those amps, but you show up and each one of those amps has like a dozen knobs on them, and they're all backlit with like blue LEDs and
Right.
stuff, and everything's all chrome, and it's like I have no idea what anything on this does, and so I'm just out of luck. Like that's kind of a nightmare, showing up and like to a gig and not being able to even figure out how to adjust it. I mean, I could probably find a usable sound in any amp, but that's really the problem. Like if I showed up and the pedal board provided is some sort of multi-effects, like if there was like an Axe effects, you show up and there's an Axe effects, and you've never used one before. It's like,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do with this? I don't know how to get into like the things, and like whoever like runs the house would walk up and be like, oh, here, what kind of sound do you want? You've got like a 311 sound here, or you got like, and it's all like dialed into specific band
Would you like
sounds.
to come original tonight?
And you have to like just pick whatever. Like that would be super.
You are an
irritating me.
entertainer, so we would not like you to come original.
Yeah. And then as far as the guitar goes, I feel like I could handle almost any guitar. Like as long as it's set up well. Like if I showed up and the guitar's not set up well, then I would be having trouble. Like if
dude.
the action's too high, or like even something as simple as like the pickups are dropped into the body too low, so you don't have
Right.
enough output or something like that, or it's not tunable. Like if I had to like play a gig randomly or play whatever and the guitar's not tunable, like that's a nightmare rig for me.
There was a band playing the Coors stage at the fair last night, so the one that's over by the rides, called Metalachi.
Oh my gosh.
They were a metal-themed mariachi band.
What?
It's a bunch of like young kids, but they're all wearing like shoulder pads, like football shoulder pads and stuff. And like they all had like the Kirk Hammett hair, like super long and whatever. But they're like doing like the one dude that was like the super brutal singer was also playing trumpet. And like that back in the back,
love
there
it.
was a guy in like Kiss makeup. Whatever, like, it wasn't Kiss makeup, but it's
I want to see these guys now.
metal. It's metal makeup. Like the whatever face paint. But he's playing like Bajo Sexto. Like I looked, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. They had like this girl like with like it had to have been intentional. Like her hair was like looked like say Gilda Radner. You remember Gilda Radner?
Yeah.
How her hair was just like all over the place. So she had like that thing going on. She played violin.
Yeah.
And again, like she's
You
like
mean fiddle?
no, is it fiddle in?
I think
in
fiddle.
mariachi?
I think it's fiddle and mariachi.
But
Probably
again, like
super wrong about that.
but like super metal. So it's like like fishnet, like arm bracers, whatever, and all this stuff. And like it was very like, and they had a huge crowd.
oh, I bet.
I was like, man, like they actually filled this whole thing up.
Shoot, I'd join that band. That sounds
Metalachi.
awesome.
You're too white.
I know. You didn't have to bring it up, Steve. You're such an asshole, Super Rich Steve.
I know.
I like this alternate persona for you.
All right.
I know that you aren't intentionally doing anything different, but now I can just blame anything you do on you being Super Rich Steve.
This next ad was sent by Scott Hamilton, who I have written down as Scott Ham. Gibson Studio Mahogany hard case, $375. This guitar sat on a wall and had a fall. This guitar has a broken headstock repair. I should have turned that into a song.
Yeah, I know. Or nursery rhyme.
It was repaired by Guitar Center, so you know it was done right.
Is he being sarcastic?
It was repaired professionally, and you can tell. The guitar has great low action and plays and looks great. The guitar's condition is real nice other than the repair. Guitar comes in Gibson Pro Gig Bag cash sale. I said in the group, because really the question was whether or not this was like a good deal. And I think I think
the repair actually looks just fine to me.
So these guitars typically these days go on Craigslist somewhere between 6 and 7. At their lowest price new, I think they were $699. But they're kind of one of these models that doesn't really like fall off. And I think with their headstock repair, $375 is super fair because I've seen people try to sell these at like $500 with headstock repair, like $450. And this is the model. So this is the model that
I think it's a little different. Like sometimes you see headstock repairs where it's a Les Paul that has the painted neck.
Yeah.
And so whoever does it can fill in the paint and like basically restore it to brand new looking.
Right.
Where this is like an unfinished open wood grain sort of look, so you can still see the crack. So I feel like that fact alone dings it a little bit. But
I mean, I guess.
But then I look at this. Did he say what year it is?
No, he doesn't. But
the serial number is there in the pictures. You could figure it out if you wanted to. We don't have the picture of the serial, but it is in the ad, the serial number.
I just based on the colors and everything, I think this is maybe not specifically the year, but I think this is the same model that Tyak used in Sweetheart. And when is really interesting for a period, aside from the finish again being a faded finish and a little lower quality QC, in my opinion. The Gibson faded Les Pauls, at least, were using higher quality components than the equivalent Gibson Les Paul Studios at the same time. And really the big difference was that they were the same hardware across the board, but they were using the Gibson Burst Bucker pickup, which is the same pickup that's used on the Gibson Les Paul Standard at the time, whereas the Studio was using the 498 combo, which again is a pickup combination that like isn't my favorite.
Guys, Steve is not reading any of this. This is all falling out of Steve's head right now.
So
he has all this information in his head.
Because I
didn't even know you cared about Les Pauls this much.
I mean, I don't know if that's really the cause, but I played Les Paul Studios and just thought like, oh, this guitar sounds really muddy. It must be the pickups.
Okay.
To the extent that even though I kind of slagged on them earlier, I actually think I prefer the 496-500 combo on the Les Paul to the 490-498. And when you get an SG, it's just a 490-490 combo.
How do you, I didn't know you knew all this stuff, dude. Where is this coming from?
Have we met?
I didn't know you knew all these numbers and stats for...
They're not numbers.
Gibson.
They're the model names of the guitar.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I used to read a Musician's Friend all the time.
Jeez,
I used to take a lot of craps. Now I'm a lot more regular.
Oh man, but my whole point that I was going to make on this thing is that for $375, I mean for any price really, I feel like I'd rather buy this Les Paul than say like a 2017 Les Paul,
right?
Or like things really went weird like 2015, right?
Yeah. So the risk on this, and of course you'll have the chance to play it, is if the headstock fails in the future, but it shouldn't if it was done right and it was done at Guitar Center.
I mean, if it was done at Guitar Center, I mean, which
really Guitar Center doesn't do their own repairs. Typically, they farm it out, so it probably was done right.
I mean, it looks good, and if they say that if you have the headstock repaired correctly, then it will never break in that exact spot.
Yeah,
again.
it'll break in a different spot.
Yeah, right next to it.
Nate Cross, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But the other difference, of course, being with these, like I said, they have a little lower quality control. So you do want to keep an eye out for that, because I have played at least the SG version of the Faded in store where I was like, this is the worst SG I've ever played, like worse than like the most at least in terms of certain features, not all features, but like I've seen some that just had very bad fretwork. Yeah, super low action, and that's great and whatever, but like the fretwork was just abysmal, and you're sitting there going like, how can they like how do they get away with trying to call this like their entry level American instrument?
If I was to get this Les Paul, I'd swap out all that black hardware for cream. I think that'd look super good. Cream on that dark wood.
I was like, what black hardware? It's all chrome, dude.
I was talking about the pick guard, the knobs, the plastics, the pickup rings. I think that would look super good.
But I always remember, if you were super rich like me, like you, like whatever, like
you would get the best Les Paul available. Custom shop, the year of the dog Les Paul. That's how Steve rolls.
Woof woof
woof woof. And then he would throw a bunch of gas on it in the driveway and set it on fire, and go sit in your car and do your deed.
You still going with that, huh?
That's part of the super rich Steve persona. Jeez. You have to embrace it, dude.
If that's part of the super rich Steve persona, I'm not really interested in ever becoming super rich Steve.
It's too late, dude. It's too late now, dude. Too late, dude.
Too late.
I screwed that up big time. I'm putting too much emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Let's move on. This next topic is dream rigs. I guess we're going to stick with that backline idea.
Yeah. Like you show up, there's just stuff provided. What are you going to, what's like your dream rig?
I'm going to let you go first this time.
Okay, you go get a beer. I'm going to go first. Dream rig for me, I mean, it's easy to just like say stuff you already have and like, but then like I think the scenario is that it's not stuff that you would choose for yourself to own, but it would still be pretty good. Like I feel like if I showed up to a gig and there was like a nice Ernie ball, like a Music Man or like an Axis or something like that, or what's this one?
Music Man is a brand.
You know what I mean. Like the Albert. Like if I showed up and there was an Albert Lee.
What if there was is that the one I'm thinking? A Sterling James Valentine.
Those ones look cool too. I think any guitars from their lineup, I would be like, yeah, I can play this. This is going to be a guitar that plays really well, really good action, really good fretwork, really good quality control, and even if like the pickups aren't quite my style, like this is totally doable, and I know that this is going to be a quality experience. And I'd be getting to try a guitar I usually don't get to play around with. And then as far as like the amp goes, I mean, honestly, that Vibrolux that I was playing at Toman, I would love to have one of those. I'd love to show up at a gig and have that available. And then for the pedal board, I mean, you just throw a couple light drives on there and some kind of fuzz, and I'm going to be happy for the most part. Put a couple DD3s on there. I'm going to be able to do whatever. I'm going to be able to play my stuff. And of course, like a drippy reverb of some kind. You know. I don't know. It really depends on what I'm playing, too. I mean, Dream Rigs is easy because all you got to say is like, give me something functional and easy.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
I think
these are dumb topics. Why did we do this?
I think my dream rig would be something Telecaster-y.
Sure.
Fender Deluxe Reverb. I say like dream, like obviously like we're talking backline, so like dream backline, so like something you'd walk into that would be common. Otherwise, like our dream rigs would have just been like, oh yeah, like I just call Chris Benson and be like, this is the kind of music I play. Make me something. I mean, I call Tim Marcus and be like, hey Tim,
maybe dream rig should be since Nightmare is like something you show up to and you don't have any control over it. Maybe dream rig should be like something that you can plan out for your own ownership. Like, I've got this. It's my dream rig.
But the thing is I don't listen to very many gear demos, so I don't really know what's out there. I mean, I play through a Palmer Pocket Amp.
Right.
So I don't know what good tone is.
Do you think you would have fun, like, ordering, like, a custom guitar and call up Kevin and be like, hey, Kevin Equits of Equits Guitars. like, here's my dream guitar, just build it for me.
I think I could do that. I think both. I would say for both him and Doug, and really Paul too. Paul Roney, wherever he is,
wherever you are, Paul.
Whatever he's up to these days in that realm. I think I've played enough of their stuff that I would be comfortable saying like, this is what I currently play. I want you to make a high end version of this,
right?
And I could basically just do it like that. In the case of Paul, I'd probably be like, this is what I currently play, and just throw that little sinker prototype neck on that, and we're good to go. But outside of that, it's not that I don't trust the hype on a lot of these other builders. It's just that, I don't have any experience with it. I'm sure they make good things. But it's something too, like, where those are also probably the only three guys I would be comfortable, like, on a Friday afternoon calling and be like, hey man, like, how are things going? Like, no rush or anything. Just wondering if you had any new ideas.
Yeah, totally. This just popped in my head. This is a guitar idea that's been in my head for a long time. I want like a Vox Phantom shape style guitar. Do you know what that is?
I do.
But
it's like
I want
a teardrop, but angular.
Yeah, I want it to be a secret shredder. Like I've had this idea in my head for a while.
So Vox Phantom with a Floyd Rose.
Yeah, kind of. Maybe not like a Floyd, but like a really nice like Strat style trim that gets really nice, like loose and fluttery,
super fast,
like wizard neck on it.
Wizard neck, yeah.
But still with that giant Vox Phantom headstock, like the big Vox, like teardrop headstock, and just have it be like, this is my little secret. No one knows that this plays as crazy as it does, but like it just looks like a garage rock guitar, but I can rip with it if I want to. And then like it has like the single coil style pickups in it, but underneath it's just some sort of screaming hot rail.
So what I'm hearing is...
And this would be non-functional for anything I do right now.
What I'm hearing
but it would be a lot of fun.
You want a guitar, and people are going to be like, dude, what's that guitar? And you're going to be like, listen, do you want to know a secret? Do you promise not to tell? Whoa, closer. This is a secret shredder. Okay. No, that makes sense. But in light of all that, let's thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
Chase Bliss Audio. I'm really looking forward to messing around with the Therme someday when you're done with it. Maybe if you're ever done with it, you're probably never going to be done with it.
When we get the studio built here in the garage. This, by the way, is the last session, hopefully, where we record without video in here, because we're going to build a studio backdrop in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do...
Are you going to get a new table?
Yeah, probably. I want to do a format that's kind of like that pedal show, but shorter, where you and I get to screw around with stuff.
Nice.
So I'm hoping to do that in the near future. So you'll get to play around with the Therme that way. You could also take it home with you and use it.
I know. But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. If you're using it, I
just need you to sign here, here, and here.
That should have been my what's new after not playing bass for 5 months. I'm back playing bass at church. You
can cover that next step.
Yeah. So thanks to Chase Bliss, Therme, all the reviews I've seen on that have been super positive. Obviously, you've played it. It sounds like it's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean, it's known for being just weird, being a really weird sound making box. But at its core, it is a super usable, super easy to understand analog delay, and it's also easy to get into the weirder settings on it really quickly. But I'm just really blown away by it. Like Chase Bliss has been making great stuff for a long time, but I feel like they're coming into their own even more now with the Therme and with the Condor and everything else they've been coming out with recently.
Yeah. So. Also thanks to Gun Street Pro Wiring. Wiring.
GunStreetWiringShop.com.
I'm sure. Well, I screwed it up again?
Yeah, go hit them up. Bounce ideas off of them. If you have an idea in your head that you think is too crazy for anyone to do, maybe they can do it for you. or they'll tell you why it can't be done. You know, they'll pick their brain. They're smart guys. They have it all figured out, and they're very helpful. So,
and last but not least, thanks to the fine folks at Sinusoid Pro Audio Couture. Head on over to their website, thanksforfriendship.com, and
sinusoidadoptapet.com.
Is that a real one?
I think there's one that's sinusoidsucks.com.
because thanksforfriendship.com is a real website.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Check out their Slate, which is their signature cable. And, if it sounds a little heavy duty to you, that's fine. It's a little heavy duty for me too, but I've got a TechFlex cable and I love it.
Super Rich Steve
but maybe
likes things to be heavy duty.
That's true. Super Rich Steve is only running Slate, only running hundreds of feet of Slate. All of my televisions, all 15 televisions I own, which none of the smallest of the 15 televisions I own is a 64-inch screen.
Yeah, that's in your bathroom.
That's in my bathroom.
Yeah. One of the TVs in your bathroom.
Yeah. I have like 5.
That's the one next to the mirror. The one across from the mirror is huge.
You have to have multiple televisions when the NBA Finals and the NHL Stanley Cup Finals are going on at the same time.
You got one TV in the shower behind water-safe glass, just stock ticker all day long.
And you have one in the shower, not behind water-safe glass, because you like to live on the edge.
Yeah, that's how you feel things.
Yeah!
It's the only thing that makes you feel.
All right, head on over to sinusoid.com. Check out the Slate.
Sinusoid,
check out everything they do.
Sinusoid / the only thing that makes you feel.com.
That's not how websites work, Ryan. That's not how URLs work.
Sinusoid at # the only thing that makes you feel.com.org /net. XX little x big X _ XX.
http://
Last ad. Let's do the last ad.
All right, this last ad was sent by Rob Butterworth.
That's a fantastic last name. I wish I had a cool last name like that. What? Playing that song, huh?
I don't know. What was that from? That's such a weird song.
I've never heard that music before in my life. It's very obscure.
Sounds like garbage.
If I feel like you could buy that music as like stock music.
Yeah. I wonder if you bought that as stock music, if that would be the entire song or if there was more.
There's probably a lot more.
All right, this is a Fender combo guitar amplifier amp with twin tape cassette deck.
In all my life of looking at Fender amps on the used market or in stores, I have never seen this.
Fender combo guitar amplifier amp with twin tape cassette deck in good cosmetic condition, in good working order, missing one gray volume cap off knob. Twin tape deck allows recording or to play along. I believe this should have a backplate, but not included if it does.
This thing is €50 or 50 pounds. What does that symbol mean? That's pounds, right?
That is pounds. So this would be about $90 right now, I think. 80, 90. I think the euro is under $2, or the pound is under $2 on
I don't know anything about this model, but I'm looking at the knobs and there's all sorts of stuff on here. Is this supposed to be like a karaoke situation?
I mean, it's set up that way, but
but it's got 1/4-inch jacks.
My first thought is it was modified, but it looks really clean.
Look at the guts on this thing. It's not tube.
No, of course not.
It's a big old solid state.
Well, I'm saying it looks like it was put... That's all single panel.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this.
This is crazy.
I would buy this for $50.
Yeah, me too. In a heartbeat. If this was local, I would be there. I don't know why, and I don't know what I would expect it to sound like. But for $50, it's a curiosity. Here's what I do. I would record the podcast onto tape cassette.
Oh my gosh. It would sound so warm.
I would play it on this.
Vintage analog.
I wonder how many of these they sold, or if these were just for like a limited market, like they just did these overseas or something like that. I wonder if this is fake. Is this fake?
I've literally never seen this. It's literally called Fender Combo. Like, that's what it says on
Is it pizza flavored combos or is it the other one?
It's regular combos. Actually, it's peanut butter. Is that a thing? Peanut butter?
I don't think so.
I never had combos.
Fender Combo tape deck.
Wait, what are combos? Combos
Yeah.
The pretzel ones, or are those the ones?
I think they have a pretzel variety.
I'm thinking of bugles. That's what I'm thinking of as bugles.
Bugles are the ones you put on your fingertips and it makes you look like you have claws.
So you can burn through the ditches and
the only thing that's coming up is the Gumtree ad. Like this is the only example of this that I'm seeing pop up on the internet. This is bizarre.
I don't know, man.
How would you... I mean, I guess it works the way they say. Like, you pop a cassette in there and you can play along with it, or you can record your playing. It's just that sort of thing is usually like an outboard unit for most people.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Here's another one for 20 pounds.
The same thing?
Yeah. So I'm betting that this was an overseas deal only. Because I've never seen this in my life. Like, it's a totally different picture of this thing here. Nice sun flare on this picture, by the way.
That is so crazy.
Has multiple inputs for microphone, guitar, and keyboard. Yeah, this is some sort of like karaoke band recording situation sort of thing. Like a practice unit. How bizarre.
I literally only see these coming up from UK websites.
Yeah, it must be an overseas thing. Were they like trying to fill a market that maybe was already like saturated in the US or not? Like they didn't think it would fly in the US?
So what I'm hearing is that Fender considers the British Empire to be an afterthought.
No, I'm saying that they saw a marketing opportunity there that they didn't see here. Or maybe it was like a licensed thing. Maybe they licensed the brand to a company that was already making these things. Because I look at the guts on it, and I'm not like wowed by what I'm seeing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, it looks pretty loose. It looks pretty...
This thing is going to sound like a very dry, very stale solid state based on what I'm seeing here. Like, it's not like there's a bunch of like exotic looking components.
It's pretty low grade internals. Even like, it's it's not even it's a MDF sound baffle.
Yeah.
All around. This doesn't even really look like it wants to be a guitar amp, but looks like it wants to be.
That's what I'm saying. I think it wants to be.
It looks like it just wants to be lit on fire in somebody's driveway. It looks like it wants to
be a karaoke situation, really. But then it doesn't have XLR ends. It has 1/4-inch ends, which isn't unusual for like karaoke.
For like a cheap
mics.
karaoke.
Yeah. Very interesting. And it's got counters on both tape cassettes so you can know exactly where you need to be and stuff. How bizarre. If anyone has information on these, comment wherever you are, whether it be on the Facebook group or on the YouTube or whatever. I don't care.
Hey, baby.
Really interesting one to go out on. All right, you want to tell us about the song, Steve?
Yeah, the song was sent by Rob Nordvik. It's for his project called Help. It's his Beatles cover project. And this is their cover of We Can Work It Out. And there will be a link in the show notes so you can check out more if you want to hear. All of the Beatles cover stuff that he sent has been really good.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to this one as well.
All right, looking forward to listening to it when I edit this episode. Later, guys.
Bye.
Try to see it my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can't go on? Why you see it your way? Run the risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out. Think of what you're saying. You may get it wrong and still you think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime. So I will ask you once again. Try to see it my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. While you see it your way, there's a chance that we might fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing Try to see it my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. While you see it your way, there's a chance that we might fall apart before too long.